season of 2020-21 than last year. Punjab alone contributed about 61% of the total procurement. The government also continues to procure other crops at MSP for the benefit of farmers. The threat of cyclone on Tamilnadu and Kerala, relief camps and control centres have been set up. The Ndrf teams have been deployed. Prime Minister assures all possible help to the affected states. The cyclone is likely to make landfall tomorrow. Navy Chief Admiral Karambit Singh says that the Navy is prepared to handle the dual challenge of both COVID-19 and Chinese attempts to change the line of actual control. Asserts that three forces are in close coordination. Superstar Rajnikanth to launch a political party in January. The announcement is to be made on the 31st of December, just months ahead of the Tamilnadu Legislative Assembly polls. An International Day of People with Disabilities is being observed today. The Prime Minister calls for creating a better and more favourable world for people with disabilities. The theme for this year is Building Back Better towards an inclusive, accessible and sustainable post-COVID-19 world by, for and with persons with disabilities. Namaskar and welcome to the news. I'm Mark Lynn. Here's our top story. The fourth round of talks between the government and farmers representatives is being held at the Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi, and the Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar, the Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal, they are participating in these talks. The third round of talks between the centre and the farmers were held on Tuesday, and during that meeting, the Agriculture Minister had emphasised that the government is fully committed to the welfare of farmers and agriculture development is always a top priority of the Modi government. He reiterated that the new Farm Reform Acts, they have been brought in the interest of farmers. And earlier, before the meeting, the Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar met the Home Minister Amit Shah, and he said that the government is constantly discussing issues with the farmers. He expressed the hope that a positive outcome will come out of these fourth round of talks.
भारत सरकार किसानों से लगातार चर्चा कर रही है और मुझे आशा है कि चर्चा के सकारात्मक परिणाम निकलेंगे। चर्चा होगी, चर्चा में क्या रास्ते निकलते हैं ये चर्चा पर निर्भर करेगा। पहले से थोड़ी भविष्यवाणी की जा सकती। स्वाभाविक रूप से आज चौथे चरण की चर्चा है और मुझे लगता है इसका सकारात्मक पक्ष ठीक निकलेगा।
Meanwhile, the Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh, met the Home Minister Amit Shah in New Delhi, and the meeting was held at the Home Minister's residence, and the leaders discussed issues related to farm laws and the current situation. Meanwhile, many farmers have come forward wholeheartedly welcoming the new laws, the ones that were enacted on agricultural reforms.
My name is Binod Haloi of Panigaon village in Nalbari district. I am a progressive farmer. I highly welcome the central government for passing 3 new agricultural laws for the benefit of actual farmers. The new laws will facilitate the farmers to fix the price of their production instead of middlemen or other agencies. I am really grateful to the central government.
Namaskar, my name is Nirmal Haloi.
I am Nirmal Haloi of Panigaon village in Nalbari district. I am a progressive farmer of district. I highly welcome the central government for passing the 3 new agriculture laws for the benefit of the actual farmers. The new law will facilitate the farmer to fix the price of their productions instead of middlemen or other agencies. I am really thankful to the central government.
And Anuj Yadav now joins us on the phone line with an update on this story. Anuj, any breakthrough as yet? We're hoping for a positive outcome today in the fourth round of talks.
देखिए मार्कलन, पिछले 4 घंटे से बातचीत चल रही है। शुरुआत के दौर में 3 घंटे जो है किसानों ने अपनी बातों को रखा, जो उनकी अपनी इस बिल कानून को लेकर जो समस्याएं थी, जो शिकायतें थी, उन्होंने एक एक बिंदु को है जो कानून के जो क्लोज हैं उनको सरकार के सामने रखा और सरकार ने उनकी सब बातों को सुना। उसके बाद कल ब्रेक हुआ और उस लंच ब्रेक के बाद अब जो किसानों की अपनी शंकाएं जो भी कंफ्यूजन थी कानून के प्रावधानों को लेकर, अब एक एक करके उनका जवाब दिया है। जो कृषि सचिव वो सभी जो किसानों की बातें हैं उनका जवाब दे रहे हैं। ऐसे में उम्मीद चाहिए कि जो एक टक की स्थिति नए कृषि कानून को लेकर और किसानों के बीच में बनी थी, अब हम कह सकते हैं कि एक उम्मीद जगी है कि कोई रास्ता जरूर निकलेगा, क्योंकि इस बात को मार्कलिन सरकार बहुत पहले से इस बात को कह रही है कि ये जो कानून है ये किसानों के हित में है। जो छोटे किसान हैं उनको बहुत ज्यादा फायदा इन कानूनों से होगा, लेकिन कुछ विपक्षी दलों के द्वारा जो है भ्रम की स्थिति पैदा की गई है, जबकि ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं है। और सरकार ने जो बात पहले कही थी कि बातचीत के जरिए ही किसी भी समस्या का समाधान निकल सकता है, आपके जो भी सवाल हैं, आपके जो भी भ्रम है उनको हम दूर करेंगे। तो निश्चित तौर पर हम इस बात को कह सकते हैं कि अब जो पिछले 4 घंटे से ये बैठक चल रही थी अब ये एक अंतिम दौर में पहुंचती दिखाई दे रही है, क्योंकि अब सारी आशंकाओं पर सरकार जो है उनके भ्रम को दूर करने की एक एक क्लोज को लेकर चल रही है।
So the government has been looking at every single clause, Anuj. Can you tell us, what are the key concern as far as the farmers are, is that they want the MSP to be retained and to be made part of the law, which the government says is not possible because it hasn't ever been part of any law. But are the farmers convinced that, at least the MSP is not going anywhere?
देखिए, बिल्कुल सही बात है। सबसे बड़ी बात यही है जो आशंकाएं और एक एक आंकड़ा दिया है पिछले एक साल के अंदर एमएसपी की खरीद हुई है पूरे देश भर के अंदर। पंजाब के अंदर सबसे ज्यादा गेहूं और धान की खरीद हुई है। मैं अगर अभी तक की आज की बात करूं, 2020 और 21 का जो अभी चालू वर्ष चल रहा है, 322 लाख मैट्रिक टन की खरीद की गई है। ये तो पिछले साल जो है सिर्फ 207 लाख मैट्रिक टन की गई थी। इस बात का अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं कि 19% की से बहुत हुई है एमएसपी की खरीद पर। तो सरकार ने एक एक आंकड़ा दिया है, पंजाब में कितनी खरीद हुई, हरियाणा में, तमिलनाडु में, केरल में कितनी खरीद हुई, एक एक बात को समझाया गया और ये आश्वासन दिया गया किसानों को कि एमएसपी कहीं नहीं। दूसरी बात, जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फार्मिंग को ठीक, उस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फार्मिंग का एक एक क्लोज सरकार साफ कर रही है कि देखिए ये जो नया कानून बना है कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फार्मिंग का, उसमें किसानों को ताकत दी गई है। कोई किसी की जमीन को नहीं छीन सकता, मालिकाना जो हक होगा, ओनरशिप होगी, वो किसानों के पास ही रहेगी। और उससे किस तरीके से कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फार्मिंग से किसानों को फायदा होगा, उसके एक एक क्लोज को लेकर जो है उस पर सरकार जवाब दे रही है। एसडीएम को पावर दी गई है अगर भविष्य में कोई विवाद कॉन्ट्रैक्टर के बीच में और किसान के बीच में होता है, और एसडीएम के थ्रू किस तरीके से अपनी बातों को वो रख सकते हैं, क्या फायदा होगा, वो एक एक सरकार।
Right, we leave it there. Thanks very much, Anuj Yadav, for giving us those inputs, and we are hopeful now for an outcome in the next few hours. Now moving on to our next story, which is an update on the cyclonic storm Burevi. And the cyclonic storm Burevi is over Sri Lanka. It's moved west-northwestwards with a speed of 11 kilometers per hour during the last 6 hours. And it's very likely to move west-northwestwards and emerge into the Gulf of Mannar and near Mannar coast. This is going to happen in the next few hours. And the cyclonic storm has a wind speed of about 70 to 80 kilometers, gusting to 90 kilometers per hour. And it's centered close to Pamban, which is from around the noon, and it's moving at about 11 kilometers per hour. It would be nearly southwestwards across Pamban area, and it will cross South Tamilnadu coast. That is between Pamban and Kanyakumari. This is going to happen during the night and early morning tomorrow, and the storm could hit wind speeds, as we said, of about 70 to 80, gusting to 90 kilometers per hour. Now, as the cyclonic storm Burevi is expected to reach the southern Tamil Nadu coast tonight after landfall in Trincomalee in Sri Lanka, Thoothukudi in is also expected to experience very heavy rain, and so relief and rescue operations, the teams in fact have been put in place. They are stationed at vulnerable areas. 490 relief camps have been set up across different districts in the likely path of Cyclone Burevi. This is in Tamil Nadu, and they are capable of accommodating up to 92 lakh people. Currently 1,700 people are staying in 44 of these centers, and 432 places in Tamil Nadu have already been identified as vulnerable, and necessary precautionary measures have been taken, especially in the coastal villages. Of the 7,605 lakes in Tamil Nadu, 979 lakes have reached their capacity, 100% capacity so far. And measures have been taken also to monitor flooding of water bodies because of the incessant rain in the state due to the heavy rains, the cyclone bringing more rains, and the discharge of excess water. So as the cyclone is nearing the Kerala coast, the NDRF teams have been deployed. They are taking appropriate steps. They are deployed in appropriate numbers. DS Kushwaha of the NDRF spoke to the media and said that they are there on a war footing, ready to tackle the situation.
Total 8 teams have been deployed till now, and according to IMD report, today's red alert has been issued for Trivandrum district. If there may be any disaster, then we can respond fast, and for this is the reason why we are working continuously, and we are ready for any disasters response, and we are well equipped with DM equipments, and we are observing the situation continuously. In SCOC and DOC, we are continuous in touch, and if there will be any required of NDRF, then we will respond first.
India has reported more daily recoveries than daily new cases during the past 24 hours of COVID-19, while 35,551 persons were found to be infected with COVID in India. During the same period, India registered 40,726 new recoveries, and this led to a net decline of 5,701 cases from a total active caseload in the last 24 hours. And the new recoveries continue to overtake the daily cases. This is continuously now for the past 6 days. And India's active caseload has fallen under the 4.5% mark. India's present active caseload is 4,22,943, which is 4.44% of India's total positive cases. The new recoveries outnumbering the daily cases has improved the recovery rate as well, 94.11% total. And today that is, and the total recovered cases are, if you want the number, 89,73,373. 77.64% of the new recovered cases are from 10 states and union territories. The Indian Council of Medical Research has said that the total number of tests that have been sampled, the sampled tests so far in the country stands at 14,35,57,647, and this is 11,11,698 tests were done yesterday on the 2nd of December. Government of India selects the best performing police stations across the country every year, and this is to incentivize the effective functioning of the police stations and also bring in healthy competition among them. So the number 1 rank goes to Manipur's Nongpok Sekmai police station, ranked number 1. The other police stations in the ranking include: number 2 is Tamil Nadu's AWPS Suramangalam police station, and ranked number 3 Arunachal Pradesh is Kharsang station, 4 is Chhattisgarh's Jilmili station, 5 Goa's Sanguem police station, 6 Andaman and Nicobar's Kalighat, 7 Sikkim's Pakyong station, 8 Uttar Pradesh's Kant station, 9 Dadra Nagar Haveli's Kanvel station, and 10 is Telangana's Jamikunta station. President Ramnath Kovind paid homage to Dr. Rajendra Prasad, the first President of India, on his birth anniversary at the Rashtrapati Bhavan today. The President and officials of the Rashtrapati Bhavan paid floral tributes before a portrait of Dr. Rajendra Prasad. President Ramnath Kovind paid tribute to Dr. Rajendra Prasad on his birth anniversary, paying tributes to the first President of India on his birth anniversary, the Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu tweeted, and I quote, "Dr. Rajendra Prasad was a selfless and visionary leader who played a significant role in shaping the polity of India." The Vice President further said that Rajendra Babu will always be remembered for his simplicity and compassion for others. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also paid tributes to the former President of India, Bharat Ratna, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, on his birth anniversary. The Prime Minister tweeted, "Dr. Rajendra Prasad's role in the freedom struggle and in making of the Constitution is incomparable." The Prime Minister said his life, based on the principle of simple living and high thinking, will always inspire countrymen. International Day of Persons with Disabilities is being observed today. The theme is Building Back Better towards a disability-inclusive, accessible and sustainable post-COVID-19 world. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu tweeted on the occasion, saying, "On International Day of People with Disabilities, I call upon everyone to treat persons with disabilities with empathy and respect. We have to ensure that they are not discriminated against and are rather empowered to lead a life of dignity." Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also tweeted on the occasion, and he said, and I quote, "In line with this year's UN theme of Building Back Better towards a disability-inclusive, accessible and sustainable post-COVID-19 world, let us collectively keep working towards ensuring opportunity and improving accessibility for our Divyang sisters and brothers. The resilience and fortitude of persons with disabilities inspires us. Under the Accessible India initiative, numerous measures have been taken that ensure there is a positive change in the lives of our Divyang sisters and brothers." The superstar Rajnikanth will launch a political party in January. He had met the district secretaries of the Rajni Makkal Mandram on Monday and deliberated on the possibility of his political foray. Rajnikanth said that he will make the announcement on December 31. The Indian Navy Chief Admiral Karambit Singh has said that the Navy is prepared to handle the dual challenge of both COVID-19 and Chinese attempts to change the line of actual control. Addressing a press conference today, Admiral Singh said that the Navy's activities are in close coordination and synergy with the Indian Army and Indian Air Force. He informed that the 3 Chinese warships are in the Indian Ocean region, which he said have been there since 2008 for anti-piracy patrols. Admiral Singh asserted that the Navy has an SOP in place to tackle the situation in case of an infringement by the Chinese research vessels. Admiral Singh also informed that adding a push to the goal of self-sustainability, 41 out of 43 warships and submarines, including the indigenous aircraft carrier, will be built indigenously in the country for the Indian Navy.
नौसेना है वो जो भी एक्टिविटी कर रही है इट इज़ इन क्लोज कोऑर्डिनेशन एंड सिनर्जी विद द आर्मी एंड द एयर फोर्स टू प्रोड्यूस और द डिजायर्ड रिजल्ट्स.
President-elect Joe Biden on Wednesday promised a group of workers hit by the raging COVID-19 pandemic that more aid would be on the way. Biden, who has pledged to act quickly to provide more resources in the fight to fight the health crisis, that he says that he will do so, and he will be inaugurated on January 20. And he told a group of workers and business owners that any emergency aid approved by Congress before he takes office would be only a down payment. Republicans and Democrats are trying to resolve a months-long standoff in Congress over a stimulus package for businesses affected by coronavirus shutdown, as well as millions who've lost their jobs. The Russian Health Minister, Mikhail Murashko, has said that more than 100,000 people have already been vaccinated against COVID-19, and Moscow is presently giving its Sputnik vaccine. It has, in a video link to the United Nations, has clarified on the situation, and according to that presentation, more than 45,000 people are currently participating in Sputnik 5 trials worldwide. President Vladimir Putin had earlier ordered the authorities to begin mass voluntary vaccinations next week. And Russia has, in fact, said that its Sputnik 5 is over 90% effective at protecting people from COVID-19 because this is serving the interim results. Pfizer's chief executive, Albert Bourla, has said that he's confident that by the end of 2021, there could be more vaccine doses than required to fight COVID-19 pandemic. His remarks came after Britain approved a vaccine produced by Pfizer and its German biotechnology partner, BioNTech. This is on Monday, and the two companies say that their vaccine is 95% effective. So the British Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency granted emergency use approval just 23 days after Pfizer published the first data from its final stage clinical trial. The vaccine is due to be rolled out next week in Britain. The US and EU regulators are sifting through the same Pfizer vaccine trial data, but they're yet to give their approval. The New York governor, Andrew Cuomo, has said on Wednesday that New York's first coronavirus vaccine delivery of 170,000 doses will arrive on December 15. Cuomo also criticized a data sharing agreement put forward by the government that he said could dissuade undocumented immigrants from participating in taking the vaccine. He expressed concern that data on those receiving the vaccine could end up in the hands of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The Spanish government agreed with regional authorities on Wednesday that a maximum of 10 people per household will be allowed to gather for Christmas and New Year holidays to avoid spreading the coronavirus, and that travel between regions will be limited, Health Minister Salvador Illa said. The agreement, which applies to celebrations on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, means a slight relaxation of the current general rule that allows gatherings of up to 6 people, except in some regions that have defined their own limits. The start of the nighttime curfews in force in most Spanish regions would be moved to 1:30 a.m. from 11 p.m. on December 24 to 31. The former French President Valerie Giscard has died at the age of 94. This is what the LSE Paris has said. Giscard was France's leader from 1974 to 81 and had recently been hospitalized in Tours, and had also, this is in Western France, and he was being treated, in fact, in the cardiology unit, according to Europe on Radio, which first reported his death. Giscard was known for steering a modernization of French society during his presidency, including allowing divorce by mutual consent and legalizing abortion, and was one of the architects of European integration. Israel received its most advanced warship on Wednesday, describing the German-made vessel dubbed as the Shield as a bulwark of vulnerable Mediterranean gas rigs, as tensions with Tehran soar over the assassination of a top Iranian nuclear scientist. The SAR-6 Covert, which docked in Haifa port, and 3 of the same model to follow next year, will bring to 15 the number of missile-carrying vessels deployed by an Israeli Navy, which, while small, carries out missions as far away as the Red Sea and the Gulf. Israel also wants to protect offshore natural gas fields close to Lebanon and Old Four, with which it has held so far fruitless US-mediated maritime border talks. Australia has moved to the top of the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup Super League points table following their victory over India. The hosts Australia defeated India 2-1 in the ODI series and jumped to number 1 in the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup Super League with 40 points. They won the last game of the series, and India is placed at number 6, and India has 9 points. The reigning World Cup winners, England, are at the 2nd place with 30 points. And that's all the news we have for the moment. Thanks very much for watching. Namaskar.
वचन तो दीने कहिए जे विध पराई जानी रे, वैष्णव जन तो तीने कहिए जे, विध पराई जानी रे, बरदू के उपकार करे तो ये मन अभिमान